What is up, guys? JC here. Welcome to another video. We are back at Pacific Raceways today. Another gorgeous day, 70 degrees out, sunshine. Feel so lucky. We're just warming up right now. If you ever come out to Pacific Raceways, come out and warm up on this road. It is truly just a really nice road. You get this sunlight through the trees. It's a pretty quiet street. Nice smooth road, some nice, yeah, it's just really nice. So we're actually only doing one race today. I feel like I've been kind of falling behind with work and personal stuff and training and YouTube video editing. It's all taking up a lot of time, so I don't want to get home too late tonight. So I'm going to try to catch up a little bit on those things tonight. So just doing the one early race and then I'll be heading home. And on top of that, the second reason is that there is a ton of racing, ton of intensity this week. Yesterday we did hot laps. Today we're at PR, and tomorrow we're probably going to do Seward. So definitely not in the need of any additional racing. Oh man, this road is just so amazing. All right, so what are my goals this week? Since we're only doing the one race, obviously I'm gonna give it all. I keep saying it, but I'm gonna try to get some good results tonight. My main goal is gonna be to just be more active, more present, closer to the front. Like I mentioned in another video, I tend to stay too far back, tend to just enjoy the draft a little too much, tend to try to smooth out my power a little bit too much. This race here at PR tends to be pretty dynamic. Breakaways seem to be happening pretty frequently, so if I want any chance of getting a good result, I gotta be near the front, more active, more ready, and less passive. So that's gonna be the goal today. Let's see if we're able to accomplish it, and it should be a good evening.
All right, so right before the race started, something kind of funny happened. I'm here with my friend Ryan Choi, who's on a different team, but both of our teams were kind of missing. So we're just joking around, and I jokingly told him that we're on the same team today. We're gonna help each other out, since at this point we were both all alone because our teammates were running late. And keep that in mind, because that is some crazy foreshadowing for what is about to happen later on in the race. But yeah, just 0.5 miles in, right around the first turn, things quickly heated up. People were wasting no time. It was extremely surgy. People must have been feeling good. There were attacks going on non-stop, left and right, for pretty much the entire first 25 minutes of this race. But yeah, it was extremely surgy. We averaged, I normalized 248 watts for these first 25 minutes, which is 3.7 watts per kilo. So pretty massive. Yeah, as you can see, people were constantly surging, attacking. It was very dynamic. People were not happy to just be sitting around. But yeah, like I mentioned, I was constantly trying to stay near the front, or as near as possible, without being completely in the front. And I ended up doing a really good job with that. And I also showed a lot of restraint, because there were a lot of moments where I was at the front in the wind, but I was always just soft pedaling and peeling off and not chasing the kind of early breakaways that were going here. So we're only 3 miles in, but looks like there was a little group up the road there. And then we end up catching them. No thanks to me, but it gets brought back. The group sits up for just 1 second here to catch our breath. And I'm able to move up a little bit. I think this was right when we caught that small early breakaway. But yeah, people are looking around. I'm at 190 beats per minute already. People are taking a sip of water. It's like the first chill moment of this race. 4 miles in. Again, some more attacks here. A guy sends a flyer and I was third wheel and I choose to not chase it down. So now there's these two riders up the road. And oh, okay, check out what happens here. So this guy here, he flicks me through like 10 times, and I just choose not to because I mean, it's just two riders and it's super early on. So yeah, I respectfully decline to pull through. And check out what he does here. He, after taking his pull, he looks around, sees me, and just literally swerves into me, tries to shove me off this guy's wheel because he was mad at me for not pulling through. And it's so egregious that this rider who was behind me, he sees it all happen. He pulls up next to me and he literally says, "Oh, dude, what a dick move." And like, I'm talking about the other guy, not you. So yeah, super messed up. Might want to try to control your emotions a little bit there, rider number 312. But yeah, as you can see, more attacking on the right here. It was just relentless, totally relentless. I'm having to do, 600 watts here just to stay attached to the group. Really, really brutal. But everything was staying together. I was actually right on the front here, I think. I mean, you gotta be on the front sometimes if you want to stay close to the front. It's just impossible to like always be in a perfect position. A little group gets away here, 10 miles in, and I'm not really sure what team this guy is on. I assume he wasn't represented in the group ahead, so he takes a pretty huge pull here. I'm at 194 beats per minute right on his wheel. But, oh, this was actually a preem lap. That's why it was so surgy. We're heading into a preem lap. So I think a little bit of cash was on the line. So that's why there were some attacks. So we do end up catching this group just as people are sprinting for the preem. And then finally, 14 miles in, we're all together and it starts to finally just settle down a little bit. I'm able to get my heart rate below 160. So finally I get to catch my breath. We're chilling. The group slows down for a little bit. But of course, that does not last very long. Just 2 miles later, we are at a crucial moment here in the race. This is where the final breakaway is about to form. You can see there's 3 riders up the road there on the left. People are starting to surge and accelerate here and there. Doing 700 watts here just to stay. And here I noticed there's 2 riders in front of me. There's one ACT rider, Kip, and one Mercedes rider. They both had teammates ahead, so I knew that they were not going to close things down. So I make my move here. I go all out. I'm not taking anyone with me behind. I was just completely at the limit here, and I bridge up to these 2. And it's kind of funny, when you first get into racing, people tell you that if you're on the limit, then everyone else probably is too. I heard that a bunch when I first started racing. Well, let me tell you, that saying is complete bullshit. Last year, with my measly FTP of like 190 watts, I was on the limit, and trust me, nobody else was. But hey, my fitness has come a long way. I knew that if I was on the limit here, then everyone else would be too. So that's why no one was able to follow me on this move here. Especially because the 2 other guys who were right at the front, they were letting the wheel go because they had teammates. So Yeah, thanks to Ryan Choi here. Just like I was mentioning at the beginning of the video, Ryan here bridges us all the way up here. But people are still kind of dropping wheels. This guy now takes the turn, and I'm just so perfectly positioned. I first get a tow from Ryan, and then I get a tow from this guy. I just have to just get on his wheel, reaching 200 beats per minute. It was so hard. This was really like the crunch time moment. I think Ryan, unfortunately, was not able to get into this group after he had done so much work to bring me up. And yeah, so here we are. This is the final group. I think there's 5 of us, and I have made it. We have made it into the promised land. I immediately knew that this small group was going to the line. The race was just so hard up until here, and the elastic just snapped. I really didn't think that anyone from the main group back there was going to do a bunch of work to bring us back. So we start rotating turns. This guy here is doing a lot of work. I take 1 or 2 pulls. Let's see if he flicks me through. He's going. Okay, he flicks me through. I take my 1 little pull. First pull. Trying to keep it steady. I like slowly ramp up to 300 watts. And we're doing a rotating pace line, so very short pulls. People are doing kind of the rotation symbol with their finger. I was doing it as well, just to indicate that we're trying to do a rotating pace line, so take very short pulls. And we are only 3 miles out from the finish line. I think it's about a lap and a half. People are already skipping turns. You can see the shadows. There's 4 or 5 of us. Oh, and Ryan actually did make it here. So there's 5 of us. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 of us here. People are understandably skipping some turns. I skip one myself. I slot to the back. And here Ryan is on the limit. Goodbye. He does not make this connection here. But thankfully, I'm in a really good position. Once again, this guy in blue is able to tow me and ensure that I stay in contact with the very front 4 or 5 riders. And I think here we start working pretty well together, but it's clear we're going to take this to the line. Here we are inside the very last lap. Josh is about to flick me through here because at this point I'm skipping turns. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. I am on the limit here. I keep saying that, but yeah, I was really hurting. I was legitimately on the verge of cramping here. So, hey, I had to do what I had to do. No reason to feel bad. Brian literally points at me, calls me out. He kind of tells me that, hey, you're not pulling your weight, you're skipping turns. He tells me that if I skip too many turns, we're going to get caught by the peloton. But I kept my head cool. I was looking around, looking behind. They were not catching us. We're inside the very last lap here. So I didn't fall for the bait. I stayed calm. I skipped a bunch of turns. I probably did the least work out of this whole group. But hey, that's racing. You gotta play your cards. You gotta know your limits. And yeah, so at this point, we're kind of looking around. There's no cohesion. We're not trying to pull through. We are just rolling into the last lap. I think I made it pretty clear that I was not going to do any more work at this point. I am just surfing wheels. Here we are coming into the very last turn. We're getting really close to the finish line, and I am just in perfect position. I am very last in this group of 6. There is nobody behind me. Josh here in front of me, he opens up a very early sprint on the left here. I try to hop on his wheel, going over 1,000 watts, trying desperately to get into his draft, sprinting as hard as I can, just completely unloading the tank. I'm not able to get him, but we roll in for second place, baby. Podium spot from a breakaway. I am just so incredibly happy, super stoked. The race played out exactly how I wanted. All the strategy worked out really well, staying near the front, being super active and attentive. And just like that, I was able to get into this breakaway. Huge shout out to Josh and Brian, who did a ton of work and really deserved to be on the podium there. And also the other 3 guys in the breakaway. Honestly, if it weren't for them, then I certainly would not have been there. They did a ton of work closing gaps. And really, I mean, I was just gambling a lot that they would be able to not get dropped as well, because, I mean, clearly we were all on the limit here. And I surprised myself with a pretty decent sprint at the end. I set my second best ever 30-second power and best ever 5-second power around 960 watts. And I also crossed 1,000 watts for the very first time in my life. 4-digit club, baby. My sprint really has come a very long way. If I just look back at some of my videos from 2 months ago, my sprint was literally non-existent, but I'm trying really hard to just be less of a watts per kg climber and just be more of a well-rounded sprinter. So yeah, I've been hitting the gym, trying to put on some weight, put on some muscle, and also even just in terms of FTP and fitness, I did a lot of really like diligent training during the off season. So it's honestly just super relieving that all my hard work is just starting to pay off. And I'm just super excited. It's literally only the start of the season. There is so much more racing to come. Pacific Raceways goes all the way until September this year. It's going to be a great time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for all the support lately. I really appreciate it. Been getting so many positive comments and messages and people coming up to me before the races and all that stuff. Just want to say I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Get that YouTube algorithm going. And I will see you guys very soon in the next video. Peace out.